Hometowns, cities, countries. Part 1. Hometown. Where's your hometown? Where do you live now? Is there anything you don't like about your hometown? Is your hometown big or small? Does anyone famous come from your hometown? Could you describe the landscape of your hometown? What is some of the history of your hometown? When is the best time to visit your hometown? What's the best thing about your hometown? How do you think your hometown will change in the future? How long have you lived in your hometown? Do you like your hometown? Would you rather live in your hometown or another city? What's the difference between your hometown and other cities in your country? Neighborhood. What is the area like where you live? What's your neighborhood like? What kinds of jobs do people have in your neighborhood? Do you get along with your neighbors? Is your home in a convenient location? Is your neighborhood a safe place to live? Cities. What is your city famous for? What should a tourist do if they visit your city? What would you like to change about your city? How can you make your city better? What are the main industries in your city? What kinds of amenities does your city offer? Is it easy to get around your city? How has your city developed over the past few decades? Could you describe the layout of your city? Why do people move to the city? Countries. Describe the geography of your country. What are some social issues your country has? What are some global issues? What can you do to make the world a better place to live? What's the standard of living like in your country? Lifestyle. How can you improve your quality of life? What are the advantages of living in the country? Where would you like to live when you retire? Part 2. Describe where you would like to retire. You should say where it is, what it's like, why you like this place, and explain how this place makes you feel. Describe a problem in your city. You should say what it is, how it was caused, why it is a problem, and offer some solutions to the problem. Describe a famous place in your country. You should say where it is, what it's famous for, who visits the place, and explain why it became famous. Describe a place you often went to as a child. You should say where it was, who you went there with, what you did there, and explain why you often went there. Part 3. Living standards. Is the government doing enough to raise the standard of living? How does a city shape who you are or become? Which is more important, raising the standard of living or protecting the environment? What factors determine a country's standard of living? Globalization. What role does the UN play? Do you think the world is becoming smaller? What are the major differences between your country and other nations? What can you learn from other countries and cultures? Growth of cities. How have cities in your country developed since your parents were young? What will cities be like in the future? What is the cause of urbanization? What is the downside of urbanization? How is overpopulation caused? Society. Are people isolating themselves from society these days? What responsibilities do citizens of a nation have? How does unemployment affect society? Immigration. Why do people emigrate? What kind of problems may immigrants experience when they arrive in a new country? Does immigration threaten local culture or enhance it? What can be done about illegal immigration? Does immigration have a positive or negative effect on the economy? Developing countries. What can the government do to ensure the equal distribution of wealth? What can we do to assist developing countries? What are the causes of poverty in a nation?